Good evening, fellow gardeners. My name is Kelly, aka K2, and this is K2 Garden Adventure, my channel dedicated to me building my dream garden and farm here on the beautiful central coast of California, Zone 9B. All right, so this evening I had a couple of projects that I wanted to get done, but first let me flip this around and show you what I just picked up at the store. So it was just a couple of things. At Miners, they were having a sale on their veggies right now for Memorial Day, buy four, get one free. So I picked up some different peppers. We've got this Hungarian sweet pepper, some California Wonder, and then a couple of lunchbox yellows and a red bell. So that'll be good. And then I got this cool little blue called Blue Dart Rush. It's this grass, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to put that out here in the woodland garden. I've got 3 Alternatheras, and I absolutely love these, and I always said if they ever got them back in stock at Lowe's, I'd get some more. So I got those. Got this really beautiful blue salvia, and oops, and there goes the plant. All right. Anyways, really beautiful. So I just got one. So we'll see how that goes. If it turns out, had an idea of where to put it. If it turns out I want some more, they had some. But then these right there, these are some proven winners. These are the Bright Lights Double Moon Glows daisies. And these were marked at half off at Lowe's. And so I've got a drift of these across the back, and some of them did not come back. Well, they were probably fine, but they got cut back a little bit too harsh. So I figured at like, $3.50 a piece, I'd grab some at that price. So, oh, and then finally, so in the tropical garden, I've got some deep red calla lilies and some Cleopatras, and then I think maybe even a pink, but here was one that's supposed to be a dwarf, and these were half off, so normally 20, only like $9. So I grabbed one of those, and I have a spot for it as well. So that was just some of the fun stuff that I just picked up. So watch for future videos where I put these things. But the big project that I wanted to get done right now is something I've been talking about. Well, actually, let me pause for a second. So over here, we've got these 4 guys have been hanging out for a couple of months now. They used to be along the edge of this parking area before it got expanded for what's hopefully going to be the garage. So they used to be right here. And anyway, so I pulled them out and I saved them, and I've had an idea of at least what I wanted to do with the jasmines, because they were blooming earlier and it smelled absolutely wonderful. So pulled those out of here. So the idea I had was I wanted to put 2 of the jasmines over here. So I decided instead of trying to fight with these beautiful jazzberry supertunias, I'm just going to pull the the hydrangeas out of here, and I found other spots, and then I'm going to put a pink jasmine on each of the trellises there. And then for the other 2, I had this idea of building an arch that went over the sidewalk up at the front of the property. So you would walk through sort of a portal with flowers growing up over the top, and that would sort of be the entrance into the property. So if you see, I've left these 2 blank spaces here and here, and that's the idea of where the arch is going to go. So, and then right after you walk through, you've got paths that lead you into the woodland garden going either way. Having said all that, we'll see. I've had the arch for a little bit, but we'll see if, no kidding, it actually will have a wide enough base that it will go stretch across the sidewalk. So here it is in a bunch of pieces. So I'm going to work on putting this together, and I think my son will probably come and help at a certain point. But anyways, so here's what it looks like now, and we'll see if it's actually, if the specs on Amazon were accurate and it will actually fit over the sidewalk. Et voila! Yeah, no, it's definitely a big enough arch. That's going to be very cool, I think. But what I decided, it does come with like these little stakes and even some sandbags to help hold it down. But what I think we're going to do is we're going to run, the base is 17 inches wide, but they make 16-inch pavers, or maybe 18-inch. Either one would be just fine, that I can just put on either side, and they come in brick color. So I'm going to put those on either side and then drill down and attach the base of this. So it'll be a lot sturdier than if it was just staked into the ground. So anyways, and I certainly don't want to put, it comes with some sandbags. I certainly don't want to put sandbags up here, but that is a big enough arch. It just snapped together and went together in just a few minutes. So definitely a lot easier than some of the other things that I've got from Amazon that were a nightmare to put together. So we're going to lay this down so it doesn't tip over. And so back here in the raised beds, I got a number of things going on. Some of these are holdovers from last year, like these onions that didn't really want to make onions. They just kind of wanted to make flowers. I don't know. I cut it all off, and maybe to encourage them to actually put some energy down into making onions, but I don't have high hopes for those. I think those are probably all going to get tossed here soon. Anyways, this bed was for flowers. I had some Lisianthus that survived the winter, and that's there. And I'm planning on planting some seeds here. This one I planted a bunch of this bed I planted a bunch of seeds. We've got dill for the swallowtails, and a couple of kinds of milkweed for the monarchs. And then these peppers all survived the winter, and they are making peppers again. And then I planted some tomatoes and cucumbers back here. And then these are all tomatoes that were volunteers. And so not sure, well, know what kind this is, but until they start making tomatoes, I'm not gonna know exactly what varieties they are. And then here I got some new peppers that I'm gonna plant here soon. So anyways, the point of me being back here though was to show you. So I have two little lime punches that are still alive and are starting to leaf out. I have some bobos here. Actually, I wish I would have known. I had or checked and to see I had 3 bobos that were in good shape before I bought some replacements for out front. And then here's another bobo that's in recovery mode, and those are the 2 Invincibelle Spirit 2s. So we'll see if they come back and can be used at some other point in the garden. Lots of apples back here in the apple orchard. So really happy about that. And anyways. All right, so unfortunately we got those pavers down in there, but when we tried to attach the moon arch, it was about a foot too wide, or basically the width of the brick too wide, and so it would not sit flat. So going a different route and getting found a different arch that is taller and 7 feet across, so it'll stretch across this with no problem. Probably will end up looking better, and the fact that it's taller means that if the jasmine and the honeysuckle is hanging down a little bit, it won't be in people's faces. So long term, that probably will be better anyways. So I think that is going to do it for this evening.
It's room for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen. I'm blue.